Okay, it's ready.
All right. Let's go ahead and start with the announcements. Welcome, everybody. So on March 19th, we have a Super Saturday in Houma, Louisiana from 9 to 1. The location is still to be determined. This weekend, we will be at Chicago Super Saturday, which I'm super excited about. And Katie, you need to get your ticket to go. Today is the last day for the Get Lean Challenge. All the before and after pictures need to be sent and emailed to Amy by Monday the 15th. And all of the money needs to be turned in by Sunday the 14th if they're in the running for it. And it needs to go through Amy's PayPal. But that's it for announcements. And then Amy has recognitions.
Yes. Okay. So I don't know if I'm supposed to say all these new associates. Amy, am I supposed to say all of them? Okay. She's not answered. Because we have 30. Go ahead.
No, you don't have to.
Okay. We have 39 new associates. So congratulations to all of our new associates and everyone that contributed. That's awesome. And then our new consultants for the week ending 2/7/16 is Thad Pauley, Doreen Senecal, Ashley Dixon, Blake Martin, and Crystal Mahoney. I hope I've said all of those names right. And then huge congratulations for rank advancement. We have Anthony and Katie that rank advanced to 3-star. Woo-hoo! And Zach and Steph that rank advanced to 1-star. That's exciting. And then Mallory that rank advanced to 1-star as well. Woohoo! And then some other rank advancements we have. Let's see. We have Laura Del Santo.
Yeah. That
rank advanced to Crystal Manager. That is awesome. And I believe she just started. So that's amazing. And then our top 6 cyclers for the week ending 1/31 is Jackie, number 1, Jackie Smith Malena, I guess. Number 2, Anthony and Katie. Woohoo! Number 3, Dr. Bruce Rippey. Number 4, Dr. Jim Wiley and Kim Wiley. Number 5, Bonnie Schinnerer. And number 6, Brittany Polak. That is exciting, guys. We are rocking it out. So I guess that's all the rank advancements and all of the recognitions. If I missed anything, I'm sorry. I'm sure Amy can go in.
Perfect. Yeah, it's awesome. Thank you, guys. Woohoo! All right, good deal. Well, I know we're going to talk a little bit about just our new training site and how to use that tonight. But I'm really excited about Mallory and Katie. Zach and Steph are at, did you tell me to shush? Oh, I got shushed. He said they're right there in front of me. Sorry. I know I'm loud. But anyway, Zach and Steph and all those guys are at Mardi Gras. So, but I wanted you guys to kind of share, Katie and Mallory, I know that, and whoever wants to go first, but I know that as we're looking tonight, even on who's here on the Zoom and in different parts of the tree, that I know that a lot of people are like, how did you do that? Like, what did you guys do? Like, it's unusual that all 3 of you guys really rank advanced in the same week. They're probably like, how did that happen? And so I don't know if you guys want to share just a little bit about what you've done, maybe some changes that you've made, because I know that there are a lot of people watching the recording and on live that would love to hit 1-star, 2-star, 3-star. And I know that as a team, you guys really work together all individually and also as a team. So do you guys want to share? And I don't know who wants to go first, but
I'll go.
Okay.
I'll go. Yeah, I do. You know, this wasn't by accident, obviously. You know, something when we're getting into this business, especially if you're trying to hit 1-star, 2-star, 3-stars, you need to start looking at numbers and talk to Amy or an executive and see, you know, what's an ideal week for you to make that push? Because every single week, obviously, you're talking to people, you're trying to get people interested. But I can tell you that when I knew that we were nearing 3-star, we only had 25 cycles on Friday night, I think.
Mm-hmm.
And so to give you an idea, we went from 25 cycles to 40 cycles in 24 hours. And that wasn't by accident, and it wasn't easy. But it wasn't as hard as you may think. And I think something that I wanted to point out that I wasn't expecting was, as soon as we were nearing that point, what I ended up doing was I started reaching out to people that I would have never reached out to. I also, as soon as people would respond to me in any way, or even just reach out to me out of the blue, I had it in my mindset that these people are reaching out to me today because they're ready, and it's because this is an opportunity for them to come in when I am on top of it, and I'm going to be adding volume, and I'm going to be the factor on this team. So that's something that, you can't be waiting for someone else to kind of help you and fill your voids. If you have a goal, then you need to be the reason that everyone jumps on board. So that's something I wasn't expecting to do. Was everybody that contacted me on Saturday and Sunday, I was like, listen, do you have a minute to talk tomorrow? And I spoke to each of those people. I told them what we were doing. I showed them the position that they would have, and every single person I spoke to in that 24 hours said yes. So, you can equate that to anything you want, but what I would equate it to is that no one was stopping me, and people could feel it. So that's the thing, you guys. If you have a goal and you want to make this happen, it's making it happen, not one day at a time. You're obviously going to do those little things, but it's that final push where you put 10 times the effort in, and it's going to happen. And for Mallory, I saw her numbers, and I'm like, okay, you need 900. I'm putting in 1,000. Like, can you help me here and there? And it just makes it a lot easier to know that someone's going to be on your team helping you out, that it's not just you having to get every single number. So lean on this team and realize that everyone's here to make this happen with you and for you, and that we all benefit together. So it was awesome. I can tell you, I wanted Laura to hit Crystal Manager. I'm trying to set people up to hit Crystal Manager within the first 10 to 14 days that they're in. So if that's not in your mindset, get it in there, because it's definitely possible.
And Katie, that's one thing too, that I just think it was a really interesting conversation that we had today, because I woke up this morning and I kind of had a little bit of kind of took off a little bit yesterday. And I woke up this morning and I looked at, okay, who am I going to rank advance this week? So I was looking at Kayla, who's down on your team. You guys are all working together. And I was looking at her stuff and I'm like, okay, Kayla wants to quit her job. She wants to hit executive. And so I was looking at who could Kayla move to consultant this week so we can get her to manager. So that was one thing I was looking at. And then who else on my team, who can get to consultant, who can get to manager. And I think that was really interesting when we were having a conversation today. Would you mind sharing a little bit about, because there are two things that I heard you say to me. You were talking about moving your team up. You're like, okay, Sydney is getting 2 people, and then that's going to do this for this person. That was almost one conversation. And you have this other conversation of, I'm looking for more personal people. So it's not like you stopped. I mean, I'm sure you guys, we gave some high fives. You won the trip to Mexico by hitting 3-star. So, I mean, that's exciting. So lots of celebration, and then you hit it. So what does that look like? Do you mind talking about that? Like
the aftermath kind of thing?
Yeah.
The aftermath for me is, just think about how it feels when you hit your rank advancement, and just want that for every single person on your team. Because I know I saw Laura's face today because she hit Crystal Manager. I want to look at every teammate of mine every single week and see their faces light up like that, knowing this is happening because they're putting in not crazy amounts of effort, but focused, specific, repeated effort. So, for me, hitting that trip was I seriously, I hit it at 11:35 p.m. and it was my phone was dying. My computer was dead. I was at a Super Bowl party. I walked out of this office where I was on a computer, and there were 70 people at this Super Bowl party. I walked out and it was Anthony helping clean up. So everyone had gone. The Super Bowl was over. I'm like, who won, who won? I didn't even ask who won, actually. I just came out. I'm like, is everybody gone? So, I thought I was going to kind of take a break, but that next day I just was more fired up. So I can tell you that, success breeds success. And once you get a little taste of it, you're going to go nuts.
Mm-hmm.
So it's just getting that next step wherever you're at. And the only way you do it is if everyone on your team advances. It's not about selling packs. It's getting every single person on your team up that next level to get them fired up to join you. Because otherwise, it's just way too hard. And it doesn't have to be. We have such a crazy, awesome team. So start feeding off of each other. And, the aftermath of winning that trip was just like, okay, who else can I get to Mexico? And I know that they need 10 consultants. Well, instead of being like, I feel like 2 weeks ago, I was like, oh my gosh, 10 consultants, that's never going to happen. Like, that's so hard. Hell no. Like, flip it. It's not that hard. Talk to as many people as you can. Make it happen. Let's all get to Mexico. And that's just where I think I am now. So I'm excited.
I love it.
Mallory's next.
Yes, Mallory. And I think the great thing too is I think that what you see here before Mallory shares is you see Katie hitting 3-star and then Mallory with the 1-star and Zach and Steph with the 1-star. And then Kayla actually now here on their tail end getting ready to go executive. And so this has been on purpose, right? Where we have literally in June and then again in August really sat down and looked at, okay, we are gonna do this. And so it was like, it's not like it was like, oh, boom, they hit it. Like it was like making this decision in June and then again in August and really being faithful to that vision, to that call through Christmas when everybody wanted to quit because people weren't ordering and sending back their stuff. And I was thinking of what to call it, their stuff. And we went through all of that. And now here as a team, it's like, man, it's happening. And I know that Mallory, you played such a huge role with that because just like with your social media, like you've been such a central part of it. Like, so can you share a little bit like how you see it from where you're at and the team and what happened?
Yeah, absolutely. One thing I kind of want to touch on is we definitely go off of that high week. I mean, you look at your numbers and you see what week that you can really take advantage of. But at the same time, we were all really far away. Like none of us were like 100 points away from hitting it. I mean, we were all thousands of points away. And it's kind of just that mindset. It's that determination. It's the work that we could be doing every single day, but we don't because Empire's on. You know what I mean? Katie doesn't even know who won the Super Bowl. Like literally thousands of points away. So, I mean, it's all stuff that it's just once you put your mind to it, it's really not that hard. We just make it seem like it's this big thing and it's 1-star and it's 3-star and only they can have that because only they can do that and it's their network. No, it's like it's the grit and it's the grind and it's the deciding that you're going to make it happen. But at the same time, we did reach out to each other to make sure we were all on the same page. Like, hey, working, are you working? Like, and I'm working, are you working? Because we are going to make this happen together. Not like, I feel like a lot of times we kind of feel like we have to do it ourselves and we're in it alone and nobody there is really there to help us. Nobody understands. But the reality of it is that's not true. I mean, there's tons of people on this team to reach out to who are like in your downline, in your upline, whatever, who can truly help you reach your goals, not only like with your mental mindset, but with the numbers. Like they can help you with the numbers. So I think that's so important to realize. I mean, I know I reached out to a couple people on my team and I said, hey, could you please do a launch party for me? I'm really trying to make this happen. She was like, sure, next week. And I was like, I'm not talking next week. I'm talking like Wednesday. And it was Monday. And she said yes. And she got people there and we got them signed up. So, I mean, I think it's important to realize that you're not putting people out when you're asking them to help you, because really all that did was help her make money and it got her motivated and it got her friend motivated. You know what I mean? So I think all those times where we think we're really putting people out or asking for a favor, it's helping them too. So we just need to get out of our minds of thinking that thing is kind of, I don't know. Does that kind of make sense or not at all? Do you know what
No,
I'm saying?
it makes perfect sense. It makes perfect sense. And Mallory, what about your aftermath? Like, I kind of like that word aftermath because I feel like that's what I'm having too, is some aftermath. So what about your aftermath?
It's kind of crazy. It's crazy because we recruited people differently during this week. We didn't recruit them like, hey, I've got this stuff and maybe you could try it and let me know next week. We recruited them with an energy and a presence to where they're bringing that same energy and that same presence in. So I have a girl I just signed up, and typically it takes me forever to get them to set an appointment, and she's already set like 9. And same with my other girl, Kayla, and she's literally set like 9, and they're business builders that we're talking to and different things like that. So, and like Kayla, we already have her training in, like she has back office training in, she knows how to write out the compensation plan, and she signed up literally 3 days ago. But it was just, we approached it differently, so their energy is different too, because they kind of know what we expect at this point and how we can really drive this and what we can produce. So the aftermath has been insane. I mean, it's definitely no break, but it's like the stress that you want to have, if that makes sense. It's like the stress of, when am I going to eat this snack because I have 12 meetings that I have to get through, versus the stress of, I'm not going to be able to pay this bill, if that makes sense. It's the good kind of stress versus like the negative stress.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And I'm just proud of you guys. Like, absolutely. Like, I have goosebumps, and it's just cool, like, to like see, like, we paint the picture, we paint the vision. I remember drawing it out on the whiteboard, and like everyone just looking at us like, what are, and here it is now, here it is. But the cool thing is, it's kind of like, if you build it, they will come. Because now, to me, in the aftermath, is we have all of these other business builders. So I feel like that bridge between like moving from 1-star to 2-star is going to be 4 weeks long. I feel like the bridge from 3-star to 4-star is 4 weeks long instead of 4 months long. And so I think it's awesome. But you guys were amazing. So, and great job.
Yeah, I just want to say, with what Mallory said, that is the hugest difference, is that these people that came in this weekend, it wasn't like, hey, I know that you've been looking to try product. Do you want to do this cleanse with me? We're doing this challenge or anything like that. It was super direct in a good way. And it was kind of like, I'm going, do you want to come with me? So I'm going to keep doing that because I don't know why I wasn't, So if you think people really need this for their life, tell them that they need it for their life and see if they say yes. And if they don't, they'll come later,
Mm-hmm.
So Mallory, that was just that spoke to me on a different level, because I was like, yeah, we went at it with a whole different song. So
Absolutely.
Can I ask a question?
Yeah.
Hey, Katie. So do you have like an example real quick of how you changed that?
Yeah. So for example, like, say I had been kind of touch pointing a couple of people, like reaching out to them just to be like, hey, how have you been doing? Blah, 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 blah. These people that I contacted this week, instead of just saying, hey, how have you been doing? And then kind of letting it sit and then have them respond, I just said, hey, do you have a minute to get on a call or a video? I've got something I want to talk to you about. So it's basically what Amy says every single time you get on a training call and you don't do it, right? We're like footing around it instead of saying, hey, I have this thing that's going to change my life and I want it to change yours. Do you want to hear about it? And then when you talk to them, you just go into it. You're like, look, this is what I'm doing. This is the situation that my team is in. So for me, it was that I'm putting 5 builders down minimum down this leg. And now I know I'm going to add 10. Because I'm in a situation where I can add 10. So I explain to them why that's different than a typical situation where they're going to have a lot more volume than like, what do you mean volume? So you're going to lose people at first, but it's this impact of saying everything, giving them the whole story. So what does the bonus structure look like? But wipe that away and say what Amy says, like, that's not what got me excited. That's not why I'm calling you today. I'm calling you today because this residual income is real. Because I am about to make $100,000 a year by being at my house, being free, talking to people and helping them build a team. So when you start when that energy starts going into people, like everybody was like, wait, what is it? How do you do it? Instead of like, oh, I don't know, that's not for me. You know, like usually it would be like, oh, is that one of those multi-level marketing? Like this one girl, she'd always be like, oh, are you in that multi-level marketing thing? I'm like, yeah, I'm in that thing where like when I'm sleeping, I'm making money. I'm in that thing, you know? So it's a whole different, instead of being like, yeah, it is, but it's not really like, you know, you start explaining yourself. I did none of that. And it just hit people in a totally different way. So when you're talking about this, it's the belief in network marketing. It's the belief in you that you're going to show up. And I know Amy was talking about that. I think it was last week on a call, just that she knows that she believes in herself and that she's going to do it. So no one doubts it when they talk to her. So that's what you want to get into yourself before you know, Anthony used to like write on a page, like I'm at a 10, I'm going to do 10 times the work anyone else is going to do. This call is going to be one of my best calls. And then he'd make a call. And I think there's a lot of value in that. Like get yourself pumped up before you contact people. Don't just do it, you know, lazy. So that was what was different.
And definitely setting that deadline. I mean, you had a deadline.
It was huge.
Yeah, absolutely. So yeah. So any other questions, you guys? Amy, do you have any questions? Because I know that we're repeating this for you guys in just a week and a half. So
No questions. I'm excited.
yeah, awesome. All right. Well, I know that I want to show you guys what the website looks like and just kind of go through just a little bit of how I've been using it to train my personally enrolled already. And it has made my life 5 million times easier. And how it happened was I trained Isagenix just like we trained Mary Kay, Amy. So whenever we came in, I trained people in Isagenix just like I trained people in Mary Kay. The difference was in Mary Kay, I didn't have the systems. I didn't have the systems in Isagenix that I had in Mary Kay that had been built for me. And so I would just do the training, like I'd get on the phone with you and I would say, Katie, say this and do this. And Kayla, make sure you do this. And we didn't have the structure. And so whenever we went through the training with Zach and Stephanie wrote down notes on every single training call I did and typed them out. And so then what she did was she was like, Amy, you are doing all of this with no paper. I'm like, I know, but I am like really stressed about paper. I can't even put it together. I just have what's in my head. And so she literally went through all of our trainings and put it onto paper. And then they made a website. And then Kelsey designed a website for our teams outside of HOMA, just so that you guys can, you know, have something that you can use that's more general for our team. And it's almost identical to Zach and Stephanie's. There's a couple things that are different, just that we kind of changed just to kind of fit my personality just a little bit. But I'm going to bring this up for you guys so that you can see it. I think, here we go. So it is actually teamdestinyonline.com. So that's the website that you go to. So what I've been doing when I personally enroll someone is I literally am just clicking that. I'm just pasting that into a text message for them and just saying, here's our welcome site. If you can, please just go in and click on the welcome section and take a look at that before I call you tomorrow. Does that make sense? So this is the welcome letter. So I'm sending the link and I'm saying, I'm set at the time to call them for their back office training. And can they take a look at the welcome link before I call them tomorrow? And then when I call them to do the back office training, I'm going through the back office just like always. So, you know, how they change their auto ship, how they do an enrollment. And then what I'm doing is just coming over here to Team Destiny Online. And then, you know, asking them, did you look at the welcome link, which most of them haven't. And so then just pulling that welcome link up for them. And this is basically a checklist for them. So did they schedule their back office? Have they watched a shake day video, cleanse day video? Have they enrolled in IsaBody Challenge, Healthy Mind and Body? Did they watch a video on how to get their products paid for? Are they in the Facebook groups, Fat Slayers and IsaRocks? I cannot believe the number of people that I talk to that are not in those two groups. And if you're not adding your team into Fat Slayers, you are completely causing a lot of work on yourself. I pay Kelsey a lot of money every month to update that and keep that in place for all of us. And so that's a system. Like when my personally enrolleds come in, I barely have to do any product coaching because they're on there. They ask questions. She answers it. She takes care of it. And she'll do that for you. I mean, that's, you know what I mean? Like that's how she makes her money to go through college. And so, so that if you don't have them added into that, you want to do that. And then also IsaRocks. I'm showing them where if they have any type of questions that they can go to Dr. Ina. That has really released a lot of pressure for me because I don't have people saying things to me like, my thyroid is slow, what do I do? Because I'm just sending them to Dr. Ina because that's why she's there and the company offers that. So we go through that. I go through that with them. And then what I do is I just go over here to the Getting Started page. This is really the only page that I take them to on the first training. I'll kind of just do a brief overview, but on the Getting Started, so this is in their back office training. I'll ask them, I say to them, are you planning on building the business? Are you looking at more for a product? What are you thinking? And if they say product only, then what I do is I just show them, here's our Getting Started page. And so you'll want to watch, because I'm talking to them before they have their product. So they do not have their product yet when I'm talking to them. And so I'm going to show them, here's a cleanse day video and here's a shake day video. So you'll want to watch both of those. And then I say to them, I know that you do not want to do the business, but it's very easy for you to get your products paid for. Just kind of like if you bought a new shampoo, like Katie has this amazing conditioner at her house and I want to buy it. And she told me about it. So she told me about it. When I buy it, I'm going to buy it, but she doesn't get paid. The difference with Isagenix is when you tell people about it and they use it, you get paid. So you can watch this and it can show you a little bit of how that works. So I'll say to them, are you open to just kind of talking about it a little bit when people ask you? I mean, it's kind of like Kohl's Cash, and most of them will say yes when they understand that. So if they're a product user, I say, because sometimes I think product users really want to build a business and they don't say it out of fear of failure. Like they don't want to say yes because they're afraid that if they set out to do it, they'll fail. So I'll just say, now, if you ever decide you want to do a business, feel free to check out these things like the Crystal Executive Plan. I move on down if they're a product user, and I go all the way down here to post your progress online. And at that point is where I just talk to them about posting online, and it's right here. Document your health journey as you would other activities in your life. So I tell them I'm not like some type of telemarketer or network marketer where I'm like, ooh, Isagenix. In fact, I don't even use the word Isagenix on my page. But I do talk about it just like I would talk about anything else. Like if I started a new Bible study, I would talk about that. Or if I bought a new pair of jeans and I love how they feel, I might say something. Or if I'm going on vacation. So the same thing, you're just talking about it as part of your life. So let's say you're posting 3 times a day about your kids and your family, maybe 1 in every 9 posts, you might mention something about your journey. And so avoid soliciting, post from the consumer's perspective. So every time I look at my own page, I'm thinking, is this a turn on or a turn off to someone looking at it? And then avoid saying the brand name. And then I love this. Here's examples. So example 1. Cannot wait for my step to arrive. So excited to begin my new healthy journey. Hello, skinny jeans. They could literally cut and paste that into their page, onto their post. Or maybe ready to make some health changes this year. Can't wait to get started. Hurry up, UPS fitness health journey. And then so they can just, and you can help them think. But I think this is good because then they'll forget and you're like, hey, remember that page? You can go back and post exactly what it says. And then another option then over here, which I love, is then after their cleanse day. Can't believe how great I'm feeling. I'm already down blank pounds. Amazing. I mean, this is making my life a lot easier because they're just able to cut and paste that straight in. And then it goes through, and as you guys know, it coaches them to go to iSamovie to send, when they come back and ask questions, to send a private message, send them to iSamovie. The videos are right there. They can click on them, send the video of their choice, and then they're going to come back and they're going to ask you questions. So it tells you what people probably are going to say. They're going to say, how much is it? And this is what you're going to say to them. Your objective is to get them on the phone with me. So I'm sharing that with them. And then, okay, great. What are 2 times you're free? So actually getting the call set up with their executive. This goes over other questions they may ask and what they're going to answer back, just showing them that their objective is to get on the phone with you. Now, so then with a product user, I'll come down here and I'm like, okay, so basically after this training, looking at where do you start? You want to watch the 3 videos at the top of the page. That's how to use the product and how to get your product paid for. Make your curiosity post. And then if they're only if they're business focused are they going to do their crystal executive chart. So if they're product focused, they're just going to do 1 and 2. Now, if they're a business focused person, then what you do with them, you're still just going to work from this page. You know, have them do the Shake Day Cleanse Day. When they say, yes, I'm interested in the business, then what I do is I show them the memory jogger and then the crystal executive plan. That's when I do the spiel that Katie was just bringing up, where I say, when I started, I found 10 people because I knew I was going to build my business. I found 10 people that I thought would be great at the business. I knew what I was bringing to the table. I knew they were going to benefit. So I printed out this chart. I filled it out, 5 on the left, 5 on the right. Before I even brought those people in, I knew who they were. I penciled them in. So I go over all of that with them. So just like you guys know that we do, like we've been doing. Then what I love about this is my scripts. So the script is there, you know, and I say to them, I'm not a huge script person. So I'm like, you may need to play with this a little bit to get it to fit you. And then I do always say to them, make sure that they text message the person. So, Kayla, I have a question. Can I call you? So this is not a text. This is during the phone call. So you want to point that out to them. Do you have a minute? And then you guys know this. I recently accepted a very leveraged position, but it's just there so they can read it. They know what to say. They may resist, but you want to remember your objective is just to get them on the phone, setting up the time. Then coming down here, this like shows you if they have objections, you can go over all that with them. The wealth creation videos are here. So when that person says they're going to listen, you're going to pick the video that relates to them the best and send that video. You go through, you talk about their progress, you know, then I always say I have a proactive side of my business and the reactive. The reactive side is people saying things to me on my Facebook and me bringing them in. Same thing that we just went over with. Then I come down here, and this I will tell you right here. As much as in February of 2015, when we started doing back office training, I feel like it completely changed my business and my retention. And this right here, this little portion right here that I've added in the last month has completely changed my ability to turn consultants and to get people trained. Because what I've learned is the faster we grow, I need my people, I need my personally enrolled, I need people independent of me. I need to do 15 calls with them, and then I only need to do 3-way calls if I need to be on a closing call. And so what I teach them is Amy, what we want ultimately is whenever someone asks you on Facebook about it, I want you to be able to give them the information without going through me. Like, I want you to be able to give the information, Johnny, on the spot. So if your cousin said, how did you lose the weight? I want you to be able to say, it's nutritional cleansing. I want you to send the video, and then I want you to be able to say, can I call you, and you do the call without me, because that your cousin is going to love you more and listen to you more than your cousin does me. I mean, you can call me if you need me to help you close them, but I want you to be able to do that. In order to do that, what I found is when we do 15 training calls, you will be in a position when somebody asks you, 99% of the time, you're going to be able to bring everything you need to bring to them. So our first goal in our business, I know we're going to be working with the business builders that we just talked about, but on the other end of it is we need to do 15 product training calls. And then I open up the product booking scripts, which is right here. And I share that with them. So that's their product booking script then that they actually are going to go over. I just started doing nutritional cleansing. I'm so excited about it. As part of my training, I have to find 15 people to share it. What I found is that when they understand I truly am doing these 15 calls so that I'm able to do my work on my own, they're super receptive. And I need that. I need them independent of me. And I feel like when I've done 15, they're independent. And then the other thing that I've started giving them are the 3-way call outlines. And there we go. And that's right here. And what I ask them to do is I ask them to print out 15 of those. And every time we do a 3-way call, or if I go meet that person face to face, I want them to have this printed out so that they're taking notes. And it's also holding me accountable because I'm doing the call the same way every time. Before I was kind of all over the map a little bit. Now I'm doing it the same way every time because I want this duplicatable. And so when they've listened to it 15 times, they've heard me talk to athletes and how I talk to athletes about the shake, or how I talk to somebody that needs to lose weight about the cleanse. And so basically we go through all of that. So that's what that back office training looks like. Now, just for your own purposes, we're almost done. I just want to show you guys a couple of things that have been helping me. On the training section, it lists out all of the things that we have going, like our team Zooms, the product coaching calls. It lists out the boot camp calls because we don't always do the boot camp calls live. It's just too much there, but these 10 boot camp calls are always there for people to listen to. And so when I'm working with them, if they're a business builder, I say, listen, I need you to listen to all of these. And especially I need you to do the first 5 before, within the next little bit so that, you're better trained. The other thing that I have found super beneficial for me, and praise God for Stephanie because she's so organized, is just having all of this right here. This is everything that I use anyway. There's a link to the product catalog. There's a link for enrollment forms. There's a link for Isagenix business flyers, product fast facts. So I've been printing those out and taking those with me on appointments. Start Your Life, Product Be Discovery, the 3-way call outline, everything, the booking scripts, memory joggers. So the weekly, the 90-day plan, everything's there. And then there's a calendar. And then one thing I added, which I've not started using yet, but as we start doing more promotions where, hey, if you do 10 calls, you get a t-shirt, I'm going to have them start filling this out and then submitting it to me so that I can stay on top of that. Does that kind of make sense, you guys? Okay, questions?
I don't have a question, but I'm so excited. You kept telling me the link to that site, but I kept forgetting it, so I never went to it. But seriously, that's freaking amazing. Everything is in one spot. That's so perfect. That's amazing.
Yeah, and the back office training, I just think it's so duplicatable for somebody new just to be able to use that.
Yeah, that's amazing. That's so perfect. I'm so excited. I just sent like 10 people.
Yeah, that's awesome. One more thing I'll show you guys, because I know you guys are doing a lot of training. Oh, and then down here are the Start Talk podcasts, because those are my favorite. But right here, this path to executive, that's what I use, like, just so you guys know, like, after I've done a vision call with someone and they say, yeah, I want to build a business, I'm going to go meet one of Mallory's guys tomorrow, Travis in St. Louis. And he told me he's ready to build a business. So this is the packet I'll take to my appointment, and this is all I take with me. And I'll just go straight through it. You want to be executive? Now what? And I literally will go straight through this packet with him while I'm sitting there with him and pull his list from him and then get him to start working. So I print these out for my appointments for the people that are already in, that are saying, I'm ready to build. Is that good, you guys? Yep.
This is amazing. Oh my gosh. Can't even tell you like how excited. I want to do jumping jacks. I'm so excited. This is such a clean site. I mean, it's perfect. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you, Stephanie. Like, cause she took all the notes because it was in my head, but never on paper. So this is perfect. And Kelsey, like, I feel bad because I didn't give her credit for building the site. So, and Kelsey, but yeah. So anyway, so that's the scoop, you guys. So I hope it helps. I know it's been huge for me where I just don't even have to think about it. Yep. All right. Well, it sounds good. If you guys need anything, let me know. And I'm excited about everything going on.
Yay. Thank you.
Bye.
Thank you.
Bye, guys.
Bye.